Hello, YouTube. Once again, this is your poster child for overactive brain disorder. This Ivory Watchtower production is called Budge Up Witnesses. I would like to take the opportunity of this video to address Jehovah's Witnesses directly. Anyone else is more than welcome to listen in on this, but the message I'm giving is meant for those of you who are Jehovah's Witnesses, and especially if you're in the United States. I'm about to make a not-so-bold prediction. The Kingdom Halls in the United States are about to become a lot more crowded in the coming years. I am making this not-so-bold prediction based on an elder's letter dated July 8, 2015. It was addressed to the elders, not to the congregation as a whole, so you may not be aware of this. Allow me to read the relevant paragraph for you. The branch office prepares and maintains a master plan to prioritize the need for kingdom halls throughout the branch territory. Congregation meeting attendance is compared with auditorium capacity to ensure that kingdom hall auditoriums are fully utilized. When an auditorium is overcrowded and no additional meeting times can be scheduled, building a new kingdom hall may be the most practical solution. On the other hand, the master plan may identify auditoriums that could be better utilized. In such cases, the branch office, with the assistance of the circuit overseers and the bodies of elders, will consider the following questions. Could congregations merge in order to make better use of the auditorium capacity? Could a congregation relocate to an auditorium with sufficient parking and seating? If so, the branch office may decide that a new kingdom hall is not needed and direct that a merger take place. Such adjustments will result in conserving donated funds. So, the edict has come down. If you are a witness, watch out. You better get recruiting and filling those empty seats. Otherwise, you may be one of those congregations that might be better utilized and better served by being merged with another congregation. Regardless of whether you are merged or whether you are recruiting to the point where you're filling up your kingdom hall, it will be full. At the very least, a lot more crowded than it is now. So budge up and get used to having more people around. So what does that mean for you? It means that you won't be able to put your stuff on an adjacent seat as you may be used to doing. You'll basically either have to pull it out from under your chair if that's where the room is going to be, or you may be able to set it, in front of you, like right next to your legs when you're sitting down, and be able to pull it out from there. So you switch from your songbook to your watchtower, to your Bible, to your study book, to your kingdom ministry. You will have to be able to do that by bending down or whatever instead of reaching over to the seat across from you. And please don't think that you're going to get extra time for this. Jehovah's chariot is always moving. And a little bit of inconvenience is something that, as witnesses, you're basically expected to put up with. It also means that those who are sitting in the middle of the row will have to move past a lot more people when they need to take their breaks, either to deal with children or to go into the bathrooms or to whatever it is that you need to do where you need to stand up and step out for a couple minutes. You're going to have a lot more people to go past. So if you're one of those people who are used to having, to step out maybe more than once in a particular meeting, well, you may need to consider relocating yourself to the end of an aisle so that you don't actually inconvenience a lot of people. It also, because there are more people in the Kingdom Hall, there will be more voices singing the kingdom melodies at once. This is probably a good thing, because being able to fill the hall with singing will be a lot easier because there are more people to do it. Of course, there's also the downside. since people are going to be a lot closer to you, there's going to be a lot less chance of escaping notice if you're one of those people who doesn't actually sing. And if you happen to be next to the elder's wife who couldn't carry a tune, even if it had a handle on it, or maybe not just an elder's wife, but other people. If you happen to be near one of those people, you are not going to have as many places to escape to. This may mean that you want to take more breaks and see above. It also means that you're going to need to arrive earlier to get the good parking spots. Now, when your congregation is only half full, you can usually stake out some pretty good parking spots. But when, if you get merged or if you fill up with recruits, whatever, you may need to, take that weird spot in the back of the parking lot where you're not sure exactly if the birds are going to do their business there, or you may need to park on the street nearby. Either way, you are going to need to either arrive earlier or walk farther. Regardless of what happens in this, your contributions to the Kingdom Hall financing arrangements will not change. The first person to mention a number loses. That's a standard negotiation thing. In this case, you've mentioned a number because you had to fill out that little slip that said, hey, how much can your family contribute? It doesn't matter that you didn't put your name on it. The elders are expecting a certain amount of money to come in. And when it doesn't come in, if it doesn't come in, it's going to be a guilt trip going to be put on there. It says, hey, somebody promised stuff and they were not diligent in that. And you think that people aren't going to suddenly get questioned about that as to are they actually fulfilling the obligations that they made to Jehovah? I think we can pretty much get the answer to that. So, the Watchtower needs full halls. Why do they do that? Well, they're a corporation. Now, it wants to generate maximum revenue. So cost-cutting measures are good. If the same number of people can be served from a smaller number of kingdom halls, that, as I said in the letter, it conserves donated funds. Well, that means that these funds can be used for something else. Exactly what that something else is, that's another thing. But, it also means that if a merger takes place, you now suddenly have an extra kingdom hall. This can be sold. And in this case, they will be able to profit from it. Well, yes, I say profit like they're actually in it for the money, whatever. But if you make more money off the kingdom hall than it cost to build it, it's a profit. And let's think about this. The labor is free. It was volunteered. The materials, you can either have them donated by a witness who has a business, especially if you got a witness who owns a lumber company, and it's like, oh, here, I can donate a bunch of extra wood, and that reduces costs. Or maybe it gets bought in bulk to achieve the volume discounts. Regardless of which way it's done, you've got a total cost of construction that's far lower than what a worldly corporation would incur. So even if it's sold at a discount, it would still turn a profit for the Watchtower. I would like to point out at this point that this is the same sort of thing that happens with the publications. Publications, again, the labor is free. And so all you really need is the cost to print the materials and ship them. And if that can be done at a discount too, the actual cost of publishing that is a lot less than what a worldly corporation would take to print the same thing. Now, the best scheme of anything is one that's going to pay off no matter which way it turns out. In this case, building kingdom halls is actually a payoff thing. If it fills up with recruits, it means more donations. That's the way to generate the extra money that way. If it's mergers that causes it, you have a way to sell off the old one at a profit. Either way, it works out. And since the labor is free, why not find a way to make even more kingdom halls, regardless of whether the membership shrinks or grows? Take two congregations of size 100. They're operating in kingdom halls with the capacity of 150. You convince both of them that, hey, we're going to build a new kingdom hall for you that's larger so that you can expand. Merge them together. Now you've got the same sort of thing. 200 members in a hall that can hold 250. You have the same room to grow for both of them, and now you have 2 extra buildings that you don't need. You can sell both of them. So what are the warning signs? Well, look around your kingdom hall now, witnesses. If you see large numbers of empty seats for extended periods of time, well, your circuit overseer is seeing this too, and is probably in conversation with the body of elders about what to do with this. Well, also you can count the number of new people you meet each week. If you can go a week without meeting a new person, well, that's a possible sign that, hey, maybe you're one of those stagnating congregations. Of course, if you can go like a month or 2 months and the only people you see are the ones that you've seen on a regular basis, that's a very bad warning sign, and you may very well be in line for a merger. So the true message of this letter is the same as what usually happens in an elder's letter. It's either publish or perish. Either fill your kingdom hall with new recruits, or the branch office will do it for you by merging you with another congregation. Now, regardless of which way it works out, get used to being in a crowded kingdom hall. Also, if your congregation gets merged, you'll now know why it happened, because you've been warned. It's not like the body of elders was going to warn you, because they were not told to share this letter. I've warned you. So, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and or subscribe as you see fit. If you need to contact me directly, I've got my email address right there. Please, I welcome any comments that you may have, and until we meet again, enjoy.